Turtle Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back to My Ninja Turtles channel. How are you? Thanks for dropping in. Make sure to like and subscribe. Turn on notifications. We go over all sorts of Ninja Turtles news here. All sorts of Ninja Turtles topics. New stuff, old stuff, comics, figures, video games, movies, cartoons. And this week we've got a little bit of it all. So strap in. You might fly out of your shell. And let's get down to business. We're going to be going over some figures today, some Neca figures, some new action figures. They look great. And then later in the show, we're going to play Rescue-Palooza, a fan-made video game. So I wanted to get right into it. There's a lot of news this week. And the first thing I wanted to talk about is the IDW comic that came out. IDW 130. Great comic. We're leading into the Armageddon game, and there's a lot happening in the comic book right now. And it's interesting to see how the story is progressing. Sorry if this is a spoiler alert for anybody, but it's been out for about a week, so I figured we could get into it. A lot of story about the Punk Frogs and Neca and Dr. Barlow. But honestly, the past bunch of issues have been a little bit off for me. The Mutant Town arc has been a little weird, but I'm excited for the Shredder Redemption arc. I think there's a lot of promise there. And I think the story is going in a neat direction, so I'm just excited to get the Armageddon game started, honestly, in the next few weeks. This issue did feel a little bit like it was tying up some loose ends and treading water for a little bit before the Armageddon game starts. But overall, it was great. So the next thing I wanted to get to is these awesome Neca action figures. It's the ultimate version of Casey Jones. He looks great. He's got his mask on. And some of the chatter I've been hearing online has to do with Casey Jones' coloring. He's wearing a different color shirt. He's wearing a different color pants, or has different color boots in the comics originally. I guess this is the color from the Color Classics version of Casey Jones, not the original black and white comics, of course, but I'm assuming they'll eventually re-release it with a different color palette, different patterns maybe. And it'll look great then too. These figures are really top-notch, and they are ultimate figures. They're named well. Casey looks awesome. The comic lines in his, all the muscles and all the joints look great. He's got his sweatpants, his midriff showing, golf clubs, baseball bats. And like I said, the mask looks great. He's got the hockey stick and the golf bag. These are really wonderful figures. Neca does a great job. And they even included one where his mask is off. And Casey looks great. He looks just like he did in the comics. He's got that grimace. Casey's an ugly dude. Not a pretty guy, and he looks wonderful. So the next figure I wanted to get into by Neca is this Splinter Van Helsing figure. This is in their horror Monster Mutants line. We've seen a Mummy before. April's the Bride of Frankenstein, of course. And they released some pictures of this Splinter over the past week. And it's a unique design. Splinter looks strange. I've heard a lot of chatter online that it's a bizarre look for Splinter. He's got a crossbow and the hat. I thought these are unique designs. The monster line of figures is really unique, and they're really trying a lot of cool new stuff. The original Playmates monster figures were cool, and these updated Neca versions are cool too. They're trying a lot of new stuff, and Splinter has a very unique look. He's got the belts, bandolier around his torso, the crossbow. He's got the garments on where it almost looks like a kilt, and his skinny legs, his skinny rat tail, and his hat. Looks almost like a mobster holding a Tommy gun. And Splinter's hat is removable too. He has little glasses on under there. He reminds me of Indiana Jones in some ways. The next figure they released is another Ultimate figure. These are coming in around $40. And it's an Utrom figure. with the Utrom and the exoskeleton. I thought these looked fantastic. I think robots make a really great design for toys. And the Utroms look scary in the belly of the figure. These robots look great. They even have their little silver sneakers. The shading looks great. The different color patterns on the body. Kind of has a Terminator look, a T2 kind of look. Comes with awesome accessories as well. The laser gun. It even looks like he has little silver sneakers on. The glowing yellow eyes. And of course the Utrom in the stomach. Which is removable, of course. Really great creepy pose. Really great creepy looking figure. Got some of this information from Ninja Turtle Power Hour. It's a great podcast. You guys should subscribe. They do comic books. They cover the cartoons. And I woke up this morning and I heard on their podcast they were covering the same stuff I was covering. So that was nice to see. A little synergy. Wanted to make sure and give them a shout out. The next thing I wanted to get into came out last week. The Last Ronin Animation. Did you see the Last Ronin Animation? It's a fan-made short film starring the Last Ronin. It's a real tough scene from the comics, and it was wonderfully done. Wonderful music, wonderful animation, the lighting, the texturing, the rendering was all done really well. Fan films have really stepped up their game. These aren't amateur projects anymore. I saw it already has 75,000 views. It'll probably have over 100,000 by the time you watch this or check it out. It's a video that deserves to have millions of views. It's wonderfully done. You can find that online by searching for Speedo Kagan or searching for the Last Ronin Animation. And another thing Last Ronin that came out over the past week is the hardcover book. Collects all the issues from the miniseries into one hardcover book. And I think that's going to work really well for this Last Ronin story. The issues came out a few months apart over the past few years, and they tell one cohesive story, so it's nice to see them collected all at once and put all together so you can read the story as a whole. That hardcover book is out in comic book stores, and it's also in regular bookstores as well. It's got wide release, it's got big distribution. Should be a big book in the comic book world. I know the Last Ronin comic book was one of the most popular comic books of the past few years. So not only is it a popular comic book, it's a popular hardcover book and a popular animated short film. So make sure to check out that short film. It's really well done. It's really intense. It's more graphic than I thought it was going to be, but I thought it was tastefully done. Great use of music. There's some motifs, some musical motifs you're going to recognize in there if you're a hardcore Ninja Turtles fan. And I thought it was really well done. I just wish it was longer. That's my only complaint. Those guys that produce this are pros. And I have a feeling it's going to be so successful that the Speedo Kagan, Magnus Edlund and crew is going to produce a sequel. At least I think they should. I think a lot of people would really appreciate that. And one of the other things I wanted to cover that came out over the past few weeks is the first look and teaser pictures from the Rise of the TMNT Movie. We got teaser pictures, we got the first look, we got our first look at the cast and the crew. It's revealed that we might have a mysterious stranger from the future who could be Casey Jones. Looked a lot like Casey Jones if you ask me. And we got our first look at the Turtles team. They look wonderful. They look tough. They're wearing their black wraps and their black bandanas like they were in the last episode of the show, the last episode of the second season. And I'm really excited for the Rise of the TMNT movie coming out. Just a few weeks away. Covered it in a live stream last week. And while I'm talking about the Rise of the TMNT movie, I wanted to mention I have a video coming out this Thursday, a short, where I display my custom Rise of the TMNT Leo figure I made. So make sure to check out my channel on this Thursday, releasing a short with my custom Leonardo Rise of the TMNT movie figure. So check out my Ninja Turtles channel on Thursday. Just wanted to mention that. So a lot of good stuff in the Ninja Turtle world recently. And of course, this is all with the backdrop of a few weeks ago, Shredder's Revenge coming out. Ninja Turtle fans have been loving Shredder's Revenge. I've been playing it a lot. It's a really good game, really exciting, fast-paced, beat-em-up, multiplayer. Cool character selections, cool animations, cool vintage retro design. This is a great video game. We've just been having a ton of Ninja Turtle news recently. It's Turtle Mania all over again. We're spoiled right now. There's a ton of content, video games, and comic books. And another thing that came out recently was announced is a sort of a reboot of the 1987 series in comic book form. There's going to be a 4-issue miniseries that's coming out based on the 1987 world, kind of with that aesthetic, the old comic, but looks like it's updated, modernized a little bit. So there's been a revival of the classic Turtle Mania in all sorts. And of course, later this year, we've got the Cowabunga collection coming out. Should be really great. It's a collection of all the vintage retro games from the Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. So it's Turtle Mania Part 2 right now. We're getting Ninja Turtles content from comic books. We're getting video games. We're getting movies, cartoons, toys. It's all over the place right now. And Ninja Turtle fans are spoiled. And some Ninja Turtle fans are wondering, what if we could combine all these elements into one? Have a Ninja Turtles event that covers the comic books, the movies, the cartoons, the toys, everything. And that's what we're going to be going over tonight. Rescue-Palooza. It's a fan-made video game starring the Ninja Turtles. And it is wonderful. There's over 60 playable characters in this awesome game. You can play as Leo, you can play as Splinter, you can play as April. You can play as anybody you want, pretty much. Any character you can think of. You can play as Usagi Yojimbo. How great is that? You can play as Vernon. If you're some kind of crazy person you want to play as Vernon Fenwick, you can. And in this game, they remade some of the original Ninja Turtle Nintendo levels, some of the classic levels from Ninja Turtles 2 and 3, the Manhattan Project, and they updated them and they created some new levels as well. You can play as Groundhog. Groundhog. You can play as Dirtbag or Ground Chuck. You can play as Chrome Dome. You can even play as bad guys like Bebop and Rocksteady. Like I said, over 60 playable characters. This game is a real work of art. And we're going to be playing through a few levels today, but before I wanted to start the game, I wanted to show you some more information about the game. I wanted to show you this awesome trailer that they made. Showcases some of the game, and there's rideable vehicles. So before we get started, I wanted to pull up this video and we can get into it. Okay, here we go. So this is the trailer for Rescue-Palooza, a fan-made game. Came out in 2019, over 60 playable characters. Here we go. Just right off the bat, the disclaimer is awesome. I gotta pause it real fast and get back to that disclaimer. Look at all the companies they're disclaiming against in here. Viacom, Nickelodeon, Mirage Studios, Konami, Ultra Games, Lionsgate, Fred Wolf Films, Stan Sakai, Playmates Toys. This disclaimer is just a little touch of all the content in this game. There's a wonderful selection of content in this game from all these sources, Mirage Studios, Stan Sakai. So let's check out the rest of the trailer. By fans, for fans. It's got an awesome aesthetic. You might recognize that look from the Nintendo 2 game. Classic influences from the Nintendo and the Game Boy. Like I said, Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, and Ninja Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project. 60 playable characters. Wingnut, Mona Lisa, Bebop, Rocksteady, Shredder, whoever you want. A lot of variety in this game. There's even a mode where you get mutated and you're large. You can play as Irma if you want. And rideable vehicles. There's these flying Foot Clan things, and there's also giant mousers you can ride on. These giant mousers are awesome. You can even play as Tatsu if you want. How great is that? What kind of game is this? A fan-made game. And it was made in 2019, before this Turtle Mania revival. This may have set off the Turtle Mania revival that's happening right now. And it's available from Merso X. This is a video game maker, MersoX, who's a real pro. This guy knows what he's doing, and these video games are awesome. We played his video game the other day for Fall of the Foot Clan, and it was awesome. It's an update of the Game Boy version of a Ninja Turtles game, Fall of the Foot Clan. And it's wonderfully updated. It's all the best of the classic games with all the modern accoutrements. You should really check these guys' games out. But the best part about these games is they're free. They're fan-made games, and they're wonderful. These games are awesome. So one of the other things I wanted to show you is some of the character selection in the game. I'm going to put this video at double speed so we can get through more characters. There's so many characters, I want to make sure we can get through a bunch. Okay, here we go. You'll see Casey Jones right off the bat. I mean, he looks great. He's got a great moveset. So this was a video game where you could play as Casey Jones or April or Splinter way before Shredder's Revenge. And the characters have different color options. You can see they're changing the colors for Usagi. There's cartoon colors, comic colors, all sorts of different color palettes. So a lot of customization in this fan game. It's a real work of art. It's a real labor of love. You can even play as Metalhead. And all the characters look different, they run different, they have different moves, they have different attacks. It's a really, really nuanced, well-made game. And it's amazing that it's fan-made, and it's amazing that it's free. So look at all these characters. Ace Duck. I'm going to skip around in the video so we can just see some more characters, but they're all here. Look at this. Fugitoid. All 4 of the Punk Frogs. All 3 of the Neutrinos. You could be Zack, Dask, Kala. You could be Wingnut. He just flies around. How great is that? He doesn't even run. Let me skip around a little bit more. Dirtbag. Look at how big he is. He's got that pickaxe. Strong character. Even this character, Tora, which was only in the video game. So a bunch of obscure characters, and a lot of thought went into this video game. It's wonderfully made. You can be Armagon, Pizza Face, Shogun, another video game character only. Tons of random characters. You can even be Tempestra. So, this video game was cutting edge. It was put out a few years ago before this current retro vintage revival of Ninja Turtle video games, and it's a free fan game. You can be Scaletail, Scratch, Colossal Shredder. Look at this, it's wild. So this is really wild stuff. And the fact that you can customize the characters' colors is cutting edge. Super Shredder from the movies. Tatsu, what an amazing set of characters. So it's really amazing that this game is around and we get to play it and it's free. We are in luck. Turtles fans are lucky. Turtles fans are happy. Turtles fans are rejoicing that we get to play such a cool vintage game for free. And it's a wonderful game. In a lot of ways, it kind of puts some of the paid games to shame. So, I'm going to open up the game and we're going to check it out. We can get into it. Let me open this Rescue-Palooza game. And one of the other wonderful things about this game, you can play with your modern controller. You can just hook up your Xbox or PS4 controller, PS5 controller to your computer, whatever you're playing on. You download the game from MersoX, you just plug in your controller and it works. There's no nonsense, there's no hassle setting anything up. So I'm gonna open this game up here. MersoX Games. They have a bunch of other awesome fan games too. Maybe that should be something we look at. I know they have a Power Rangers game. I think they have a Karate Kid game. Got awesome stuff. So I'm going to turn down our music here, and there's video game music, and we're going to get started. There's a lot of levels, like 15 or 20 levels. This game is the real deal. Okay, let me get this game started. There we go. It's got awesome vintage graphics. This is a real top-notch game. So I'm just going to play through a couple levels and we can check this out.
Let's go.
chat about the news if you guys would like. Let me know if you have any questions or comments about the news. How do you guys feel about those figures? Are you excited for the new NECA figures? Are you excited for the Last Ronin Animation? Did you like it? How do you feel about the IDW comics? And the game gets right into it. You start off and you start on this training stage. And Splinter there teaches you how to play. There's a bunch of different moves, including a basic attack like this. You slice with the knife, with the swords. And there's also a running attack. Like that, where you jump and dive at the people, at the enemies. So being a fan-made game, it looks great. It plays just like the classic vintage Ninja Turtles games, except there's more functionality. And they're really well done. So this kind of training session teaches you how to play the game. It teaches you the different moves. And you can really get a lot out of it too. It's great the time they put into these games. Not just a simple, cheap game. It's a really fleshed out fan game. Did a great job. There's jump attacks, special attacks, and there's even little bonus stages featuring Cuddly the Cowlick, which is from the Archie comics. So there's a lot of deep references, a lot of deep cuts in this game. And they do it really well. It's really well done. It's an elegant game. It plays great. It's a very natural game. You can set up the controls however you want. And there's a variety of levels too. There's a great variety of levels. You can play in Dimension X. You can play at the beach. You can play at the park. It's awesome.
You have done well, my students.
So it's a really fun game, and it gets right into the game, right into the action. It has awesome animation too. Has a great story. Oh, not this again. Yes, this again. Only this time to commemorate the 30th anniversary of our rivalry. I've kidnapped everyone. Everyone? As in everyone in the city? That's a little vague. Don't you see all the people behind me? I've captured all your friends. Just assume it's anyone you care about. Looks like it's time for action. Master Splinter, will you join? You think I didn't grab him too? Second on the list, after Miss O'Neill. It's a long list, he was flattered. Now why don't the four of you join me for some soup? Sayonara, genetic accidents. Ha 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 ha. So Shredder has kidnapped everyone, not just April. Oh man, this is gonna take forever, but we are out of pizza. And it sounds like a good reason to try out my new clonulator. It'll make robot doubles out of anyone we come across using a complex series of, yeah, delivering beatings is enough for me. Wait, I meant wisecracks, delivering wisecracks. I got my continuities mixed up for a sec. Alright guys, it's time to teach old Shredhead a thing or two about honor. Let's kick shell. So Shredder has kidnapped everyone, and it's us. It's up to us, the Turtles, to stop it. So, these are all the different levels. It's really great. Great setup. There's a Channel 6 level, a ship level, a dojo level, a Dimension X level, a turtle van. There's a park level, a street, a rooftop level, construction level. There's all sorts of variety. There's even a sewer level, beach, swamp, and April's place. So I'm just gonna start off, maybe we'll start off here at the van. And we can get a little taste of the game and maybe play through a few levels and see how it goes. I can do a little demo of the game. So you can be Mike, Dawn, Raph, Leo, and like I said, you can choose the color palette of your turtle here. You can see black and white Leo, regular colors, and whether or not they have pupils. They can just be blank pupils. Such a small difference. Pupil, no pupil, but really wonderfully done. So I'm just gonna choose regular Leo. He's my main character, he's my guy. Rockefeller Expressway. So here I am on top of the turtle van, cruising down the highway. and it gets right into it. It's a fun game, it plays lively, it doesn't feel like a fan game. It feels like it's a real, regular Ninja Turtles game. It's authentic, it's faithful, even has obscure characters
Surrender, and I might spare you.
Barney Stockman, not even Baxter Stockman. What an obscure pick. Barney, that's Baxter's brother. You can tell by his different hair color. Oh no, I just jumped off the turtle van. That was horrible. Oh, I fell off again. It's not going as well as I thought. I'm not good at video games at all, so this is going to be rough to watch me stumble through this, but we'll go through it together. Oh, he's flashing red. I'm doing well. Time to whoop this guy. And tell your brother Baxter I'm coming for him next.
No.
Uh-oh. The next enemy comes quickly. Bubble Copter. Uh-oh. Awesome mechanics. It's fluid, it's smooth, colorful. Doesn't feel like a fan game at all. It feels like a real game. It is a real game. And some of the levels are remakes of classic games like Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. And other levels are completely original. And these games are so inventive, so creative. This Merso X games, it's one person, they are real genius at making video games. And Merso X even has games on Steam, official games, real games. So in addition to this fan game, they have authentic games on Steam and stuff like that you can play. Maybe after we're done with this level or something, you can check out their website and I'll check out some of their other stuff. We can showcase it. But it's really well made. The levels are so creative as well. It's not just a simple side-scroller. The levels are fun. Like this one on the highway, we're cruising. It's not just a simple left to right side scroller. There are other levels where you're on the cheapskate. You're on the skateboard cheapskate kind of thing. So a lot of variety, a lot of characters, a lot of levels. It's pretty much everything you could ask for in the game.
Terminate.
Like a Chrome Dome. Look at how big. How am I going to fight Chrome Dome? Just wasted my special. Whole bunch of cool moves. Jump kicks. Special. Oh, we're dancing. Chrome Dome and I are dancing. Sometimes old games like this, you get into a pattern, you get into something a little cheap, but you go for it anyway. A win is a win. Take that, Chrome Dome. Great graphic design in this game, great sound effects. And once you beat a level, these characters become unlocked and you get to choose these characters. So now in addition to the 4 turtles, I can be Chrome Dome, I can be Mondo Gecko, or I could even be Ace Duck. So in this next level, maybe I will choose a different character to showcase some of the different moves. How about I choose Mondo Gecko? I don't know how that's going to work out, but this is the Dimension X level. So he's using his skateboard there as a weapon. They have different speed, they have different strength, they have different range. All the different characters are varied. He does like a kickflip almost.
Get there with my tail.
How do you do a kickflip? I did it before. Yeah, so Mondo Gecko's an interesting character, but he definitely doesn't have the strongest fighting skills. But he's fast. Maybe this was a bad character choice. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat this level. Like I said, I'm terrible at video games, and this is... Whoops, fell off the edge of the cliff there. How is this happening? Am I even hitting these guys? Why does that keep happening? I'm not pressing down. Maybe if I die, I'll get a chance to play a different level or something. This isn't working out well with Mondo Gecko here. I guess I was hurting him. So these are the rideable vehicles. Once you knock them down, you get to hop in their foot flying thing. And they shoot bullets, and it's an awesome rideable vehicle. So you get these flying foot plan things, and there's also giant mousers you can ride in. This fan game is awesome. These are the original Krang body from the original 1987 series. This is how Krang's race looked. Krang's original form. They have these giant bodies. They're kind of sick looking. Those are little Krangs down there. You see that foot cruiser in the background? Some of these other unique characters, they have limited movesets compared to the turtles, so there's limited options with the moves. I know you could do a kickflip, I just don't remember how. At least I thought you could do a kickflip. So once you kill the Krang body, they turn into these just little Krangs.
Great, but I gotta escape.
So it's amazing that a fan can do this. With technology and modern stuff, it's awesome what a fan can do. Just like the Last Ronin Animation. You don't need a whole production company, you don't need a big studio system, you don't need 1,000 people working on something to make it great. You just need to like what you do and spend time at it and work on your craft. This game is definitely a testament to that. Oh, I just wasted my special accidentally. Just get them in the corner and whack them with your skateboard. That's how you take care of these guys. You notice that foot cruiser flying through the background. They're gonna show up in a second. Four foot soldiers just cruising around. So really interesting levels, really interesting enemies in this game, really interesting movesets. Great Ninja Turtles music. Characters from the cartoons, characters from the movies, characters from the toys. They've got it all. Like I said, you can play as Mondo Gecko, you can play as Tatsu. How awesome is that? What kind of game has over 60 playable characters? It's a real amazing feat. Oh, and who's of Anthrax? So, Anthrax. I know. What a character. Not an obscure character, but not your most common character. And he's definitely... barely even hurting him. And these guys are tough. They're not easy. They're tough to play. It's a classic vintage game, but requires some skill and strategy and You have to decide when to use your special. What moves are effective against which people. Oh gosh. There we go, finally. Took a little bit to beat, but that's Anthrax. Awesome animations in between levels. Looks like the turtles have been abducted. Now we're in the next level. Oh, I needed that pizza. Oh, I'm still playing as this guy? Oh no, this is still Dimension X.
Do not lose your touch.
Got Roadkill Rodneys. Gosh, Mondo is a terrible character. He is weak. He's fast, but he's just so weak. Can't even beat one Roadkill Rodney. Just gotta corner him and slam him up against the wall. The game's fun, it's colorful, it's lively. It's really everything you can ask for from a Ninja Turtles game. And if you're excited for the Cowabunga collection, I would recommend getting this game. Getting into it, getting into the cool retro vintage gaming mode. And like I said, this game remakes a lot of the classic levels, so if you want to get a little refresher on Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, or Ninja Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project, this game is for you. Awesome voice clips as well. A lot of rock soldiers. These guys are tough. Gotta just corner them and whack them with the skateboard. Yeah, Mondo Gecko he's not the best choice for a character. This is very challenging. Like I said, I'm not good at video games, so this is making it real tough. I'm playing on expert mode right now. Oh no, and I'm frozen apparently. A lot of robots and machines. A lot of tough stuff to beat here. Oh, I'm face knocked against Trag. Oh, and Granitor. Oh, that was a knockout. Yeah, I don't know if I'm even going to be able to beat these guys. Mondo Gecko is not a good fighter. This guy with the skateboard. I don't even know if I've heard of it. It's a really fun game. Oh jeez, got knocked out again. That was a double whack. They both got me. It's amazing. You can be Irma, you can be Burn, you can be Vernon, you can be Genghis, Attila, Dask, Kala, Toka, Razor, anybody you want. So it's really interesting to see how a fan-made game can just be as fun to play as a professional game. Cowabunga indeed, that was mentally taxing. So beating this level, you get all these characters in your arsenal. Dask, Kala, Zack, General Trag, Lieutenant Granitor, Antrax, whoever you want. So it's a real fun game. Let's try April's level, and this might be one of the last levels we play. And you can see all the different characters have different powers, speed, life, range. And they look great. The sprites are awesome. They're faithful to the originals and they're improved in the right ways. So I'm going with Leo. I'm going with the boy. I'm going with our guy Leo. Okay. So it's a really fun game. I highly recommend it. Oh, and like I said, how can you go wrong with a free fan game? Got mousers, foot soldiers. Some of these foot soldiers throw knives. Look at this giant mouser. And this is another rideable vehicle. How cool is this? You get to ride a giant mouser and it shoots bullets or something as well. And I think it lasts for maybe 20 bullets and then it runs out. It flashes and that's it. So it's a limited ride. I think maybe 15 or 20 bullets per ride. And it's awesome. And some of these games are just some of these levels are just they're just like the classic version, and then other levels have additions to them, and they're different than the original game. But some are very faithful, and some have improvements, and it's really interesting to see how this modern take on classic games, how it turns out. Oh, jeez. And you can't bank the specials, so you're supposed to use them. It's use it or lose it kind of thing. These are really fun games. Really fun levels. Mousers are tough. A lot of mousers. These games, the levels are long, there's a lot of bosses. It's really, really well made. We've got April tied up in the background. And a lot of times they do something like the classic game did, but they put a little twist on it. Like in one level there's like an NPC that rides by a woman on a skateboard, and in the original game you could slash at her and she would cower in fear. But in this modern version of the game, if you slash at the NPC, she fights back. So they took a lot of elements from the classic game and they updated them. Like at the end of this scene, there's a difference between the original and this version of the game.
Surprise! We got you now.
And I think in this version, you can get Bebop and Rocksteady to run into each other. You can hurt each other.
Take this. Take this. Watch it. You whip. I don't believe this.
Ugh, knocked out. Take that, Bebop and Rocksteady. So that's a funny little twist. In the original game, Shredder grabs April and hops out the window. So now April O'Neil, Rocksteady, and Bebop are in my character list. Now this is one of the bonus levels with Cuddly the Cowlick from the Archie comics. Little bonus level, in-between level. You can choose one of these games here in the center, and you get an opportunity to get extra lives. Hop onto your sewer party tube and blast every foot soldier in sight. I didn't know if I had limited bullets. So, but I think for every certain number of guys you take care of in this level, you get lives. I'm not doing that well. There's a 1-up, I think. But the sewer party tube was a toy originally, and I think that's awesome that they built it into a level in this game. Let's try the sewer out. That's a classic Ninja Turtles level. I'm going with Leo again. Playing with Mondo Gecko was too tough. And the levels are awesome.
Hey.
I'm doing a speed run. I'm not fighting every single guy. Probably, I'm not fighting them because they'll beat me up if I try and fight them. I'm just running through. Oh, so who's this bad guy? Some evil frog?
Hey. Hey.
Take that, buddy.
Oof.
Oof. But the levels are creative. They're unique. There's awesome obstacles, awesome bosses. The game is just fun overall. It just feels fun. This is one of those games that just has everything going. Fun music, fun gameplay, fun villains, fun attacks. Take that, pizza monster. Ninja Turtles own these sewers. These huge rats in the sewer. Oops, I just wasted my special. Oops. So yeah, awesome variety of villains. Not just foot soldiers, there's Mousers, Roadkill Rodneys, giant rats in the sewer. And the rideable vehicles are a great touch. Riding around on a giant mouser is so much fun. It's so awesome.
Trespassing on royal grounds.
Oh, even got the Rat King. What an iconic villain. And he even plays his little Pied Piper thing and calls us rats. Calls his people on me.
This is not over yet.
It's nice to beat Rat King and you get Splinter back. Sensei Splinter. So now Rat King is a playable character and Splinter is a playable character. So the game is really well done. Like I said, there's a lot of levels. Swamp, beach, park, rooftop, street, whatever you want. and it's really well done. It doesn't feel like a fan game. It doesn't feel inferior. It's just really fun. So one of the things I wanted to check out while we're all together is this MersoX website, because this guy who made these fan games is awesome, and I think you should check out some of his other games and download this game too. So MersoX Games, games for retro fans. And Buccaneer Shipshape, this is going to be on Steam. So he's not some amateur. He has real games on Steam and lots of downloads. And the Rescue-Palooza game we just played was downloaded over 100,000 times in its first month. So make sure to check it out. He has this game, really cool stuff. And now here are the fan games. Here are the fan games. So there's the Fall of the Foot Clan game. Fall of the Foot Clan game we played last week, or a couple weeks ago. And then there's Rescue-Palooza, which we just took a little peek at. Came out in 2019. And there are also these other games, a Karate Kid game, Karate Kid fan game, a Thundercats fan game, and a couple Power Rangers games. So this guy knows what he's doing, or this team, MersoX, knows what they're doing, and they're putting out a wonderful product. So I wanted to thank you guys for joining me today. It's nice to go through all that news, all the new Neca action figures, the IDW comics, the Last Ronin Animation, the Last Ronin hardcover, Rise of the TMNT Movie. And like I said, make sure to check out my short video. I'm putting out a short this Thursday on a custom Rise of the TMNT Movie Leo. And then I have a video every Saturday. So live stream every Tuesday for Turtle Tuesday. Video uploaded every Saturday. And I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you had fun. And I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and share this video. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Ninja Turtles videos like this.